On today's episode, I'm going to talk all about an amazing pedal company called Lunastone that is from this beautiful, balmy, tropical paradise that I like to call Denmark. It is in what?
Denmark's
What?
not an island.
It's an island. There's water around it. There's people in skirts. There's volcanoes. There's coconut. There's monkeys. It's amazing.
Josh, Denmark
What?
isn't an island.
It's an island. It's super warm. There's volcanoes.
It's
I
like
cannot
right
wait to go
above
there.
Germany.
Is that true?
Yeah.
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 Do they have like Vikings and stuff?
I don't know, probably.
That'll work.
Roll the intro.
This week we're going to learn all about a really cool Danish pedal company called Lunastone, and started in 2013 when Steen Grøntved got into tinkering with pedals, modifying stuff, and ended up going down a deep, dark hole that leads all of us to where we are. Pedal makers, that is. The first jam is going to include a pedal that I'm going to use on some other jams as well. It is the Lunastone Dynamic Delay, and I think I have the box. Is this the box?
Whoa!
Here has the box.
It is a tap tempo delay in a small form factor that has a dynamics knob, which is also like a ducking control knob. Now this comes from like the TC2290, which came out in 1986. You know what else came out in 1986? Peter Gabriel's Sledgehammer.
Sweet!
So you could call this the Sledgehammer knob. Anybody want to call it that? And
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
do
think
it.
I think you should. If you like Sledgehammer knob, email him. Say, hey, change it up, Sledgehammer knob. I really like this delay. Out of all the delays in the room, and I'm not just saying this, this was one you plug into it. You got to figure it out because it's not typical, and that's what I like about it. This ducking control is really nice. So it's like a compression circuit that hints back to that TC electronic rack delay from the 80s, where as you're playing harder, you have the ability to let the delays fall backwards in the mix as you play harder, and then when you play less, they get louder. It's called ducking, and it's really nice, and he did it perfectly in this design. So you have repeat time, mix, tap tempos here, and these foot switches are really cool. I don't know what's going on here, but it has an end cap I've never seen, and I do want to obsess over the fact that that's a really cool end cap on the foot switch.
And now it's time for...
Meticulously obsessing over small details no one should care about.
I know you might not care, but I don't care about what you care. I care about what I care, and I care about this foot switch. So I'm going to use it, and I'm going to pair it up with the Distortion 1. I know what you're thinking. What is this? What do you think it is? Hold on. I'll show you. You think... I'm still talking. Why am I still talking? Where are the DS1s? It's fine. That one's black. You think it's this. It's not this. But he did throw back to the orange. It's aesthetically throwing back, tribute, stylistic to this. Does that make sense? Circuit's original though, it's a hard clipper. We're gonna play these together, and I don't know if you'll like it. I never know what you like, ever. That was a cool jam. It was kind of, you know, it's probably one of the best jams I've ever done, honestly, if I'm judging myself. You got the rock element. You got a little bit of jazz, maybe. I don't know, Acidane Carney. And then you have like bullcrap at the end. I liked it. Next up though, deep metal. Here's the deal. I don't play a lot of metal. I kind of know what metal is. At least I know what metal was. I think that's my problem. I don't know where metal is right now. It's 2021. I've seen 2 or 3 forms of metal. So what I'm gonna do is play Josh metal, which is basically just Silverchair. Because Silverchair was never actually metal. It was like Australian grunge, but he's from Denmark. I don't know, it gets complicated. It's a really cool pedal. TLO 74 based op amp. Great mids, deep metal. Heard the other jams we're gonna do, because there's no way we've already recorded them. We don't do stuff like that. That was the best riff we'll ever do, right there. The best jam. It was depressing at the start, not hopeful at all in the transition, rocking in the end, chaotic. Is the best jam, right? Next 2 pedals. Trueoverdrive 1 and 2. Why are there 2 of these? Let me tell you why there's 2. It's because of America. He makes the 1 and he says it doesn't sell well. People want it to be more beefy. It's a really nice overdrive. This is like his standard overdrive topology. Well, Americans are like, it needs to be more. We need to supersize it. I need like a giant fry. I need an 85 ounce drink and I need more low end in my overdrive. But what does he do? He makes a 2. Normal, supersize. Normal, double. 2 is double 1. Did you know that? That's what we're dealing with here. So I'm not even gonna jam. I don't wanna distract you from how ridiculous America is and how it forced a pedal maker from Denmark to make a more bigger low-end pedal. I'm just gonna play a chord or 2 and switch them on and off. Because honestly, it breaks my heart that America did this to him.
We're sorry.
Yeah, I really am sorry, sort of. Next up is the Smooth Drive 1. But you know what's weird? It could be called the Trueoverdrive, not 1, not 2. Could have been called Trueoverdrive 3. That gets real confusing. Basically, this is a softer version of these. So I'm gonna use it like a preamp kind of thing. Boost, a little bit of grit, try to keep it clean, use the Strat pickup in my built. Put on the splash of spring reverb, not a dash, just a splash. next pedal is called the Blue Drive 1, and it has a story. Basically, there was a Danish punk guitarist, like a punk rock guitarist. I don't know his name. It was withheld from me. He wanted a signature pedal. Steen goes, I don't know if we can do this. Danish punk guitarist will not take no for an answer. Steen says, okay, I'll make the pedal, get off my back. What's the gear that you use? Well, he uses this. This is the Vox 1901 Distortion. Now, Steen heard this, and in Steen's opinion, he said, this is the worst sounding distortion I've ever heard in my life, end quote. Now, I like this, but here's a conspiracy theory that I want to wrap back around into this. I don't think Steen knew what he was messing with. Let's let history tell a different story. The Guiatone Distortion is actually inside of this, the Zoom box. This is the same exact pedal. If you take the back off, it's the same circuit board. Vox had Guiatone make this in Japan, and this is simply a clone version of a Distortion Plus, which is also almost this. So in a way, when said punk guitarist said, hey, let's make a pedal, I played this, he kind of played all these. And then Steen took all of these, which he didn't like, and he made this. And this is the opposite of this. They're just different flavors of overdrive. So if you didn't like this one, don't say anything, because that's offensive. You might like this. That was a fun jam. You know, it's like take a pedal that's blue and you think, oh, it's for blues, and you just play weird make-believe Radiohead with it. The opposite of blues. But if you think about Radiohead, it's pretty sad. So it is blues. Is Radiohead blues? Let me know in the comments. Next pedal is the Red Fuzz. 3 knobs. When I say fuzz and red, what's a classic pedal that you think of? I'm gonna give you 5 seconds. Go.
This face.
It's a fuzz face. If you'll direct the camera up here, there's some red fuzz faces. See those? He uses that as inspiration, freely using it, adapting it, modifying it. It's by no means a clone. It's a silicon transistor fuzz face topology version of his own thing. Has a lot of low end, and in his words, it's the only pedal I make that actually sounds good on bass, end quote. This is the second time I've said end quote. Feels really prestigious. That was a fun jam. I did not mention, but you should know that this stacks really good with drive pedals, distortion pedals, and other fuzz pedals. And that is not oh so common with fuzz face topology. So just another big shout out to how good Steen is at making unique things. I asked Steen, how in the world did you get into this? Like, how did it happen? And he couldn't give me a straight answer, but he gave me this super cool European answer.
The funny thing is, I never knew why I did this, but I just sort of followed the same impulse that I had. Just a gut feeling, really, like a magnetic sort of energy.
Honestly, that's pedal building in a nutshell. None of us know how we got here. We just are here. All of us that build pedals, we don't do it for ourselves. We do it because we're trapped inside of a vortex. It's like a bad Twilight Zone episode that we never even wanted to be in. And fate and time itself wrote us into the script. And the script's really long and it's winding and exhausting, and some days are good and most days are bad. But here we are, you know, whatever. It's fine. Let's go to record time. Today's record time is brought to you from this year, 2021. It is Ariel Poston's Headway. It's a really beautiful record. If you do not know his music, you must check it out. He sent 2 copies of the vinyl here, had a conversation with him, and he signed them. We have actual evidence. We're gonna give away both of these, one on our Patreon. If you don't know about that, there's a link in the description below. And then one to just anyone out there. There's a link for that as well. So you can enter twice maybe, whatever. Just enter one way or the other. And I love this record. Heart by Heart, track 1 is my favorite song. His slide playing is amazing. His melodies, the tones, the drums, the recording techniques. It's just a really open, really natural sounding record. He's that way as an artist. What you hear is what you get. If you go see him live, it's as phenomenal as the record, if not better. He has much better slide tone than Rhett Schulte.
Sick burn.
I don't know about me yet. I have to think about that. But just check it out. Let me know what you think in the comments below about him and if you enjoyed any of his previous work as well. Thanks so much for watching this. I do want to say in closing that the Lunastone designs are really unique, and I don't just say that to say it. When I plug these up and play them, they cause me to have to think about what they're doing because they are not familiar, and this speaks to Steen's engineering, his ability to do something truly unique. There is no hint of a tube screamer in the drives. There is no familiarity of how a distortion should probably sound. His tone controls seem very unique. The gain structures, the way that they clip, it's just very cool, and I have mad respect for that. So if you've played pedals for a while and you want to try something really new, you think everything maybe is boring or the same old thing, check these out. They're really, really awesome. If you liked the episode, hit like, subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon to get notifications of future episodes in the below description. Check out the Patreon. You can help support the preservation of pedal history, the stories of people, and some of the episodes that you've probably seen on the channel about those things. Also, there is thejhsshow.com. You can buy merch that you don't really need, but it's cool. Sometimes you just need cool stuff. That's it, really. And BandLab. I knew you were going to yell at me. Go to BandLab, and all of these swanky jams, you can jam with us. Yeah. Is that it? Can I be done? Can I be released from this cage?
You can be done now.
All right. I'm going to Denmark.